Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend, where it seems like we have a plan, right? We know approximately what to do to try to win. Now it's just a matter of execution and making sure that we do not get brutalized by the other players in the attempt. So, there's plenty of room on this continent, but as we get closer to winning the victory, I think it happens once when you hit 70%. Actually, I don't know the values, I'm just making stuff up. But at some point, as you approach the expansion victory, it does notify all the other players, and then they get a second notification, if I remember correctly, at a higher threshold. It might be 70 and 90. That's what I remember it being, but I'm realizing I don't really trust my memory necessarily on that. So other players will start to respond, as we have to think about how we're going to deal with that. As Blue begins to approach a technology victory, they will also be generating notifications, and the other players will respond to that as well. My plan is just to race them rather than engaging with them directly, and hopefully Pink will decide to do something about them instead of doing something about me. We'll see. But the place I'm going with this is, even though there is probably technically enough room on this landmass to expand to the full 30 regions that we need without engaging with green or red, we're probably going to get attacked by them at some point during this process, and so it might be a good idea to just try to stomp one of them out really quickly. Just go over there and make war as soon as it is feasible to make war, and then we have a whole half of the continent where there basically are no threats and we can build up more safely. So, let's have a quick look at who it might be smarter to do that to. Basically, who's got the army? Okay, Green's army is being reported as only being as powerful as our own, which is an awfully good sign, and Red's is much more powerful, and honestly, positionally, there's a lot of value in going after Green instead of going after Red, because it's just, closer to our own stuff, and it creates this little pocket of safety here. So, yeah, maybe we are going mushroom hunting here. Okay, that's a plan. That's a plan. So, we have Urkins. How's Chaka doing? Alright, Chaka's at full health. Chaka's lice are not. But Chaka's at full health and has leveled up enough to have actually really good stats. Really, really solid. Yeah, man, a 4-range unit with 216 attack and 138 damage. Alright, Chaka will definitely be an important part of whatever warring we do. And then... Oh, I don't think I noticed this before. There's a little marker on the city nameplates telling you what benefits they're getting from Urkins. That's actually really nice. So... We also have Fakir, who is in poor health, and then of course there's the other one who got stolen from us, who hopefully we will get to steal back. If we're talking about maybe making war on Green, and me still being sore about Kezar getting stolen from us, maybe we just want to pop all of our stockpiles right here in Hellcrast and sail an army of Battleborn across the sea to make things right. We could bring Photios too. So I'm pretty negative on the prospect of building Guardians in general. I think that it is usually the case that you get a better return on the investment of a Guardian's worth of resources by just making normal military units, that many resources worth of normal military units, and then commanding them intelligently. There's a lot of benefit to just having a larger number of bodies, right? But a place where Guardians really shine is that they are a great way of pressing a Guardian's worth of resources into a single turn's use of a reinforcement pad in combat. You can channel a lot of resources into a battle very quickly with a Guardian. So Photios as reinforcements running in behind other people is actually pretty exciting. And there's this movement conflux right here we can grab. There's a movement conflux there for this army as well. Yeah, okay, alright. I think this is maybe a real plan. So we have a bunch of armies over on this landmass. We'll just kind of direct them. Yeah, it's a little awkward. We'll direct them in this general way, but we sort of spread out a lot to see what the land looks like. Well, alright, we'll get to it. Everybody's out of movement, right? And then Green has an army right here. Can we see what kind of troops you have? Okay, so the Epatane 8 which is the most updated unit in this army. 99 attack on 87 damage with 117 defense. The stats are not horrible. It's pretty squishy in terms of like defense to health, but this is a ranged unit. You gotta expect that. Also, 14 movement. Are you... Okay, I think this army has 11 movement. This army is probably under the effect of a movement conflux. Oh yeah, in fact, you can see the little pyramids swirling around them. Are you about to attack my Urkin? You are, aren't you? We could pull you up. I can't do the fast migrate for 2 turns, but I could pull you up and just have you move away. Does Jathat... No, none of our cities currently have any actual units in their garrisons. Are you doing a thing right now? No, you are not. Okay. I know we have this one guard army over here, but I'm wondering if we need more. I'm a little gun shy, having just lost an Urkin to shenanigans. Yeah, okay, let's maybe make a plan for convergence here. Here, bail on that. Oh, also this needs to be normally searched again, post endless mechanisms. Good stuff. Having a hard time selecting this army. Okay. Uproot. Stop doing that thing. And just move 6 tiles inland. And then we close our borders to green? Yeah, I think so. Is this a health regen conflux I'm having you pick up? Yes, it was. Okay, that's good. That's a good thing for you to have. Let's go close our borders to green so green can't chase. Wow, that is not a cheap turn. Get out of here. Stay away from my Urkins. Should have done that to them a long time ago. So I guess we don't necessarily need convergence anymore. That's a defense. You just get over here and get ready to make trouble. Now, green will regard this as an act of hostility, correctly, but we'll deal with it. Okay, and then... Is there anything else I wanted to do this turn? I mean, I guess we may as well. If we're talking about doing this, we may as well just pop the stockpiles now, right? Let's get the benefit of the food immediately. And then I'm not allowed to pop you out because... Oh, because this army is standing in the only space in that city. Alright, well that's fine. We'll move them off next turn and then merge up and then grab the conflux. Is there anything else we want to do? Do we have any Urkin stuff to buy? Monstrous Watchtower is actually pretty cool. Where are we at on dies? We're at 12 dies and we're bringing in 2 per turn, so we'll be able to buy that soon if we want. Or initiative and movement for our Urkins and Lice. Honestly, pretty cool. Berserker Blood, plus 10% attack and damage for allied units in the same region. Just the same region as this Urkin, I assume. Because, like, this one specifies that it affects all Urkins under your control. This one just says Urkin. It probably means this Urkin. We already have the dust thing, although obviously it's not rooted to a region right now. And this is actually pretty... Wow, that's a pretty big deal. We are already having approval problems. We're at 16 Titan Bones with 4 income per turn. Could I just purchase the ability to fire this earlier? No, not really. If we buy 1, that means we get to buy that thing in we get to buy that upgrade in 2 turns instead of in 3 turns. So, yeah, that'll be helpful. Does that, given the wording here, I'm assuming that this just applies to Chaka and Fakir, that this won't also apply to the 3rd Urkin if you have control of them. I do wish that the wording on these was like a little bit more explicit, though. Okay, and with that, are we ready to go? I have 872 dust. We should probably do something with some of that. How much is a hero? Okay. So we're not quite ready to do that. Oh, you know what we should probably ought to be doing is settling. Getting ready to settle. Like, so we could build a settler in Hellcrast. Although I guess I just popped all those boosters, right? So we don't really want to put a settler into Hellcrast's building queue for the next 5 turns so as not to waste this food. You do it in Silali instead and just like take Einar and use that as our beachhead, sort of. What does it cost to buy out a settler? Okay, a lot. This might be a thing where like the cost goes up for each city you have. That might work that way. Well, we can buy this out and then just work on this for 11 turns. I mean, we'll be able to buy off a significant portion of that. I'm certainly not going to let that be 11 turns. Alright, and then we have lots of other stuff going on in other places. Nothing that needs to be like an emergency buyout kind of situation. We still have the Skyfin to run around and search all the ruins for us and stuff. Yeah, okay. I think we have a plan, sort of, kind of. So are there any moves we need to make quickly over here? These 2 armies are grouped up enough to probably be safe. Let's focus on making sure these guys get to safety quickly. So run down here so you're at least in reinforcement range of your friends. And then do not accidentally attack red. Oh, what is that? That's a settler. Blue is trying to steal my idea. Obviously, I will not stand for it. Very annoying, actually, at this point. So, for 2 turns, -1 morale on all of my units everywhere. Could be a lot worse. Alright, what do we get? 150 dust, 120 dust, blood. I mean, obviously, they're just going to retreat here. We just got to make sure that we jump that unit again at the very beginning of next turn before it has time to regen any health. It's a good position to be in, especially here at the beginning of the turn. What is this? Oh, the Lick Zoltan quest is just kind of happening without me even noticing. 25 Dustwater is cool. Return to the previously explored ruin, which is this one. I can do that. Wow, is that the army from... That is totally the army from over here, isn't it? 14 movement, you know? Or 11, sorry. Some of the units in here have 14. Okay, well, I mean, we'll just go ahead and keep pushing Zoltan's quest along. Why not? I did it. Oh no, I've been attacked by a single vine snake. Whatever shall I do? We did it, Zoltan! Hooray! Defend the ruin for 10 turns. Every 2 turns, a new army will spawn and attack you. At least one of your armies must remain in the same region and within 3 tiles of it. I don't really want to pin an army over here for 10 turns, but that is a lot of dust. Well, I guess these armies don't necessarily need to be in a hurry to run off anywhere else. No, what are you doing? That's really weird. It had a movement path laid out, and when I let go of right-click, it was like, I'm going to redraw that so that it's impossible. The pathing gets weird around enemies sometimes. Interesting. That is visibly glowing, but not searchable again? Okay. That's an old bug that I thought I remembered getting fixed, but apparently I am wrong about that. Alright, also, let's search some other ruins. Go, Skyfin, go! Yep, apparently it's going to be a problem in a lot of places. Yeah, a Skyfin... Actually, go here. A Skyfin with a movement conflux and the movement buff from Endless Mechanisms, getting to travel along roads can really cover a lot of your territory very quickly. I love a Skyfin. I just love all Alagi units in general, really. Oh, this also needs to be researched post Endless Mechanisms. Oh, so did this one. You know what? Double back and grab that. You have enough movement for this to be an okay thing to do. But I gotta be more attentive. Be at war against another empire in the next 10 turns. A wandering Draken researcher calling herself Archivist... It's probably supposed to be something like Kaoshiayi, but it's very hard to ignore the fact that her name begins with chaos. Comes to you with interesting concepts of rule and iron hands in velvet gloves. You are convinced that in order to maximize your political influence, you should show that you are not to be insulted or trifled with. Though war is not always practical, the Chaos Draken convinces you that if you show you are willing to go to battle, you will gain the awe and respect of others. We may do that. I am not going to be bullied into making war by a stranger. I know more about war than you do. But we may incidentally get that. It may well be the case that within 10 turns is when we're going to declare on green. In fact, I might even go so far as to say probably it will be the case. Nope, that one also not actually searchable again. Is there another direction to go in here? No, this is definitely the next one. And yep, these are still glowing as though they are searchable. Yeah, that's an old bug. Auriga has gained enough levels or enough experience to get a level. Obviously, we take more industry. Feeds on bones. This is the feeds on bones that is governing Hellcrest. So, food instead of life for units. What do I want to do with you? Now that we've closed our borders, I guess, actually, I may not even have needed to move Fakir. It may have been the case that we would have been fine to just leave it in place, because green couldn't move toward it to attack, I think. While in our borders, the closed borders would have forced them away. Go grab a movement conflux, I suppose. Yeah, I should have been closing my borders to people more during the game. You can come over here. What are you doing? Just like heroes running around. Ebitane 16. Okay, with better stats for sure. It does seem like green just has a terrifying number of units. Wow, 157 attack over 112 damage. What kind of boost are you getting from this hero? Damage boost 2, initiative boost 2 is all. This hero has 275 attacks. So you're going to get that 182 damage plus 50% on basically every attack. Nobody's going to beat that value with their defense. Plus Infantry Slayer 3 and Range Slayer 3. This army is actually legitimately terrifying. Okay, even more titanium. So what do I want to do with this army? Because they definitely can't fight. Like, they're sort of in a weird no man's land between the two larger forces. Boy, yeah, how am I going to deal with this? I guess let's have you just try to run south as fast as possible. Hope green doesn't start stuff with you. I'm going to disappear into the dust blizzard. Now I am stealthy. And hopefully they won't realize that I'm here. They could have seen me go in, but who knows? Maybe they will not have seen me go in. Yeah, so we're doing that. All that stuff is coming along just fine. Jathat is doing okay. This is leveled up, right? Yep. 21 industry from that cargo dock. Hooray. What do we want to build here? Okay, well, we do have a mithrite extractor. I suppose that's pretty important. We have multiple mithrite extractors to build in this region. Yeah, that seems good. Oh, plow factory first, though. Of course. The National Museum will actually be very good here. We have a lot of districts. But that probably doesn't go before the mithrite, right? And then we could build an Abbey of Anomalies, and it will give us a significant industry boost. But also, we only have 28 pearls. That's not a high priority, I think. Let's build these. Then we'll worry about more stuff later. Auriga is going to get a lot of XP off of all that work. So you are exactly where you need to be. Pretty much same deal here. Oh, right. We're going to pop you out. I guess we have another stockpile. Yeah, let's just spawn another... This'll be this whole army. Grab this thing and then get in the ocean. Is that... Oh, right, because you don't have to move through forest to get to here. You can take road the entire way down. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then are we going to have this one Battleborn, this lone Battleborn, accompany them? Or do I want to maybe just, like, fold it into this city for a second, get the health regen plus a little bit of bonus XP for our hero? I think that's probably reasonable. Photios needs to grab this movement conflux and then get down here. You know, something I don't actually know, I'm realizing, is whether we can use a unit on one landmass as reinforcement in a battle that happens on another landmass if the two are close enough. Like, if we attack from here to Khazar, some of these tiles are going to be inside of the battle area. We may have a chance to find that out here. So you're good, you're good, you're good, and this is the only other army. Yeah, definitely get across the ocean. Alright, so that's all of our movement stuff figured out. Veltaire still needs to build stuff. Where would this be and what would it be? That, I think, is actually worth doing. Because we're going to naturally expand the city over top of that anyway. Then again... Man, steel stocks. Doubling the value of steel stocks. Yeah, okay, do that. And this city should probably get put back onto food mode. We'll just build some districts around it. That'll be good. Okay, so we have 1.9k dust. Probably I ought to do something with it all. Are there any luxuries? I guess, what do we have enough? We could pop a grass silk booster. We found some grass silk in a ruin, right? That's why this value is suddenly so high. So yeah, that's probably worth doing, especially since, you know, it doubles the dust output from our trade routes, and that value is actually significant. That's 2,000 dust that we got by firing that, right? In addition to whatever approval effect. We're not that far off of Quicksilver as well. Could we buy enough to fire a Quicksilver booster? It's 75, right? Okay, we're close. We'll get 6 next turn, and then we'll be able to do it. Ooh, we do have enough Titan Bones to buy off that bonus. You know what? I'm going to. I think getting that even a single turn early is a pretty big deal. So, y'all, plus 50 approval on neighboring cities. Because that's like 8 of our cities, right? If it's affecting cities that are buffed by both of them. Yeah, that's actually a really big deal. This is reading happy, but also over 100. These will get updated at the beginning of next turn, updated properly. So yeah, that's a big deal. It has pushed the Empire. It has not resulted in a change. Probably, again, this will update at the beginning of next turn. But yeah, that's all good. Do I want to save dust to rush the settler? Or am I thinking that I want to be buying a hero right now? I probably want to just rush the settler. I think that's probably the most critical next thing. So let's just hold on to a lot of money to do that. With which to do that. Yeah, I think that's solid. Okay, so we know that the number one most important thing at the beginning of this turn is killing this settler before it has a chance to escape. We don't have to necessarily actually run the rest of this area. We just have to make sure that this battle fires. Give me your settler. Another thing we could do, I suppose, is let blue settle and then just take their city, but... oh! Right. I totally forgot about this. That's fun. Good work, me from last episode, on setting that up. But I think it's better just to eat them. I don't really want to settle up here right now. I want to form a strong base in the south and then move from there. So let's go ahead and put the dust into this now so I don't forget to do it, because, you know, I could. That does sound like me. Ooh, so close. Well, I guess when we pop this Quicksilver, it'll probably push us over then, right? And we are absolutely going to buy the 4 Quicksilver that we need. Wow. We can just barely do that. Hooray! Somehow the Empire is fervent again. You just need enough luxury boosters. And Urkins. Also, it takes some Urkins. That is a requirement. Okay, build a plow factory nice and fast. Over in Uarden. We have leveled up docks here, which is fun. We probably are building a bunch of national museums. That's actually a pretty high priority, I think. So I want to be able to get my good empire plans, and I do not want to have to do so much damn rearranging of people to get them. But also, plow factories. Plow factories are tremendously important. And the earlier, the better. Okay, that's annoying. We'll deal with that presently. Okay, let's take care of this. Go ahead and chomp that dude. 2 cadavers for the pile. Hooray! Let's run. Let's do some running. Desperately try to get south. And yeah, green is getting more aggressive with us already. War with green is probably completely inevitable. There's no way to stop it. So I guess we're heading toward just dealing with that. So they brought in a second army, we're being told. Ah, okay, down here. We have no chance of winning this, right? I should run. Can we see, does this army have, Okay, they have no movement. So if we do a retreat here, they will not be able to run up and attack us a second time. And we just have a question, I guess, of what is our long-term, what is our, like, medium-term plan in the area? Because we've got this settler now who we're going to want to put down, and then our borders are closed to green, so once we've got the settler down, it is going to be a little bit harder for them to harass us. We're going to have at the very least, one region where it is safe for us to be. Does that mean I actually want to settle down here? For both the purposes of this region just being a little larger and a little easier to expand from, and also this place not being the region that we have to stay in for this quest? Maybe. You're not going to make landfall this turn, though, right? No. And there's nowhere to land up here. The only place you can go is that spot where you can't get to. Decrease science production. 10% for 6 turns. Okay. Annoying, not the end of the world. Speaking of science, we're going to finish Imperial funding here, and then it's definitely time for, like, military technology, right? Plus defense on units, 8 unit armies. Definitely the direction we're headed. Yeah, we're gonna have to run 110, 114. I'm wondering, like, if we did go into this and we successfully fought them, it would be a big deal. It would probably break their control over this area in a pretty serious way. But it's just risky. And these Battleborn are way out of date and their stats aren't actually very good. Yeah, we can't win this. So what's my plan? This army moving away is interesting and not what I was expecting. I thought they would have stayed in the region to push on this a little bit more. But I'm wondering now if maybe the right plan is... Do you have... okay, you have a health regen conflux. I'm wondering if right now is the plan to attack this army, which is not led by a hero and as such has weaker units in it, and try to break these guys down with these 2 armies, plus these reinforcements if we can get them. There's no way to get on land. Yeah, that's a shame. Because the thing is... Where's my border? Okay. There should be a border drawn like this. I don't know why that's not like that. Because we don't have time to wait at the beginning of next turn, right? We have to engage them immediately if we're going to, because otherwise this army is absolutely just going to move into us again. Yeah. It's risky. It's a dangerous situation down there until we get the settler in place and get our own land established. All right, you lot are already moved. I'm gonna figure this out in a minute. Let's do some other stuff that we know is going to happen. Got ourselves some more dust. Hooray! Never have enough dust. Also a quest: build a public library in order to get one of the things that we desperately want. Wow. Do I have a city that doesn't have a public library? Oh yeah, the Hellcrast, right? So let's just go ahead and take that out of the research queue. Do you wanna buy me this technology real fast? What a good quest! What an extremely good ruin. Again, the Skyfin, just like, it's the best. There's no two ways about it, really. There's a lot of ruins to search. Alright. We're going to do this. We're going to swing through these and then north to those ones. And the Skyfin is flying, and as such is not affected by lava. Hooray! That's a pretty recent change, actually. 140 dust plus 35 more grass silk. Cool. So we'll be able to refire that booster when it ends, probably, because we had a pretty good rate of income of grass silk, if I remember correctly. Junder's Ward, an adamantian two-handed scepter. That's a pretty good weapon overall, with exhaustion 3 on it and everything. But I don't think we have any combat heroes who can use scepters, do we? And 120 dust. But, like, the fun thing about something like that is it really encourages you into recruiting a certain kind of hero. I like stuff that makes you make different decisions than you otherwise would have made. How much of this stuff is... Okay, most of these northern searches are not time-sensitive. That one is. But I guess actually these southern searches are also not time-sensitive. So yeah, okay, let's go for this one. We'll stop on the way to grab some of these. And pick up another movement conflux. I'm pretty sure they don't... Yeah, you can only actually benefit from one of each type. Each army, I mean, can only benefit from one of each type. Alright, so we'll get this, we'll get that next turn, and then we'll scoop up a bunch more of these. It's 30 Red Sang. Red Sang's pretty fun. We don't have any Red Sang income, right? Yeah, that's all of it that we have. Is there enough on the market to fire that booster? Probably not, right? You know, it's not as far off as I would have thought. Oh, look at all the spices. Look at all the wine. Where'd all this stuff come from? Who's offloading? We don't actually get to know that. I would like to buy many spices. More than one spice, buy a bunch. So we need 49 to pop a booster, which we can definitely put together. Let's do that right now. Definitely use more food. Always more food. And then, do we actually want to buy up the wine? We don't need the wine right this second, so like I would definitely be buying wine for the purpose of sitting on it in case we need it later. But like, that might be a really good idea, actually. Wine really solves problems. We're not going to be able to afford as much as we would need, but we can buy some now and then hope for more to come up later. I could definitely part with some titanium here. We're only bringing in 6 per turn, but I guess we've gotten a fair amount of titanium from ruin searching lately. Here, let's sell some down. I actually do want to hold on to a pretty large quantity, because you can go through it really quickly when equipping units. That's 57. I mean, do we want to try to buy all the way up to like 80-ish? And fire a booster right before we put down the new city? So I would need 23 more, and we can estimate that might cost in the neighborhood of like 1,000 dust. And selling 10 titanium is now producing 42. You know what? I'll just hold off here. Realistically, we're out. Okay. Y'all probably need to get across the ocean, right? We don't need a guard army back here if we just have closed borders. Alright, you two I'm still not sure what to do with yet. Who else needs movement orders? Okay, these armies, right. We don't know for sure what the positioning of enemy armies around here is. This isn't available for 2 more turns. I should probably build that watchtower, honestly. Do I want to just throw you in the ocean? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. We're going to commit on this. I want my Khazar back. And we do not have another stockpile. We've not been doing more fighting. How's Khazar's health going? Okay, he's got a little bit back, and he's got a louse now, and it's a pretty scary one, if we're being honest. But hopefully there's no backup. It would be really great if there was no green army over here for backup. You know, they're committing so many forces to this side, and we know their army can't be that large. Alright, so we still have you. I'm gonna go ahead and get on land here. It doesn't look like there's backup. Got ourselves 150 dust. So if I were to attack now, we need any potential reinforcements to be in those spaces. Here's a question. Can I just purchase an Abbey of Anomalies right here? 675, you know what? That I will sell resources for. We don't really have spare luxuries to part with. Glass steel's a little tight. Okay, we could part with some of this. And then, like, a little bit more titanium. Right, because that puts that city in reinforcement range. So we will get to test if reinforcements work the way we want them to here. And then you can make landfall next turn. We're gonna have to rearrange some things quickly at the beginning of the turn, but I think we're gonna get the attack we want, which is cool. Okay, so now we have to resolve this thing. An option that we do have is just to bail, run away, and then come back later, right? Come back once the settler is in place and we have a border to protect us. At least until Green formally declares war, which they probably will. But maybe not initially. You know, maybe not right that second. If that's the plan, what do we do with this army? I guess we just, we bail on this quest and we run for the coast. I guess the question really is, do we think that these units plus these half-ish health units can take this army? Because if we can... Well, honestly, if we can and we don't win in, a totally crushing fashion, this army still comes down here and just obliterates us anyway. Yeah, we do have to run. Sorry, Lake Zoltan. We just don't have time for your nonsense today. So let's plan the move into the water. And then they could chase us into the water, but they would be fighting transport ship to transport ship, and then our numbers advantage means a little bit more. I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they will pursue us into the ocean. And then we'll come back with superior numbers soon. Okay, it feels a little bad, but it is the plan. And so, let's commit some movement orders for these armies up here, too. So I had you running south, but now I am changing my mind. Now I want you to run back north. You are also going to run to meet... This red army is very inconvenient. Yeah, that sucks. Alright, we're gonna maybe avoid splitting these armies. We'll just run like that. And then we can't search this because it's my carrot, but... Alright, I just want to have some moves to issue... Some movement orders to issue via single button right away so that I can then mash buttons at the beginning of the turn. Here we go. Commence the mashing. Alright, fire that movement order. We gotta get Photios on land before green has time to respond to the thing that we've done. As soon as Photios makes landfall, we attack. Okay, did it work? No reinforcements. Cool. Think I'm gonna take my Photios back. Oh, forgot about this, but awesome. Return to some ruins. Where? These? Cool. On it. I will do that. I would love all that dust. It's true, I did fail this. It's also true, I did Signal Corps. Very exciting stuff. Some army took damage from a tower somewhere. I don't even see what happened to us. What am I doing? That's not worth doing. Whatever, we'll just move off of it next turn. Yeah, you move to here, you move to there. Okay, we'll merge up. We'll merge up soon. We'll all be friends again soon. You need to get out, get in the water, and sail very slowly across the ocean. May as well come over here and re-dive this, since it is searchable again. Find nothing. That's fun. We're working on brigade system. Okay, so a lot of stuff is coming together for us. We've gotten pretty lucky on, like, quest rewards and suddenly being handed technologies and stuff. That's gone really well. Hime built a thing and now needs to build more things. How about a plow factory? What if that was the thing you built? And then Selali, does it need to build another settler? Maybe. Should probably build a cargo dock first, honestly. Make my life a lot easier if there were cargo docks here. So much easier that I will buy them out? Yes. Yes, I think so. Okay. Now let's figure out this thing, right? I think it's all of the other business for the turn resolved. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty okay for us. You are not a ranged unit, so yeah, Photios is gonna wreck house. Here, this is gonna be really cool. We got spied again. Decrease industry production in Silali. Well, joke's on you. Everything in Silali is built with dust anyway. You fool. So do we even attack the Urkin? Or do I just want to focus on... this is a little awkward with the sweep strike back. I shouldn't have started a unit in this position, especially not a unit that's so late in the turn order. So you have only 3 range. I guess your job is to move here and fire at that. And that will not kill it. For certain will not kill it. Literally can't kill it, I think. This is not the right attack table, right? Because his damage is 170, so this value should be 170, and then this should be 170 plus 50%. I don't know whose attack table that is. And then I guess you're going to go here and you're going to provoke the sweep strike back, and sorry, this dude, but it's got to get done. Okay, have at them. Ow. Not really a lot of technology to apply here. Hooray! Now this is orange territory. Huzzah! And green is not allowed to enter it. Okay, so we now have the ability to purchase the tremor thing, and we should probably do that, right? Oops, that's not what I... Well, whatever, it's fine. Go ahead and do that. Just don't run any further after that. Yeah. What does that cost? It costs dust orchids, which is awkward. We can also buy faster lice spawning, which we probably ought to. And Urkin winter penalties, not necessarily a huge priority, but, you know, it'll be nice to get it when winter hits. Is there Titan Bone stuff on the market? Not enough. Yeah, not enough. That said, I think we still buy what we can here. So next turn we'll be able to buy it. We'll be able to get that upgrade. Yeah, definitely excited about that. And then, obviously, this will be tremendously valuable in a minute here when we go to war with Green, because I'm assuming Green City is going to have, like, 800 fortification. You know, single city factions produce powerful single cities, as you know. It's probably fairly intuitive. What's your deal, roaming Photios? Whence? The Dish of Canuck. Okay, a pretty powerful shield. Also, it's a dish, so that's fun. It's not like an advantage or anything, but it's cool. Let's go search some ruins and not get attacked by random Photios. What's the plural of that? Photii. Photiades. I'm starting to think the Skyfin's a dud. I can't find anything. God, look at it. Look at the movement distance. I take back all of the cruel things that I just finished saying about you. So we could run a lockdown in Silali to look for the spy before they become a further problem. And honestly, since we are probably talking about just buying out this settler anyway, that does seem like a good idea. Let's run the roundup. Remember, it only halves the per citizen incomes. Any incomes you're getting from buildings or whatever are still solid. So it's not even that much of a cost in a city like that that does not have a lot of population. You lot, just wait in the water until your time, until it is time to do the thing. Sadly, we lose our bonus movement capacities while in the boat. So it is going to take a turn or two to cross, and then we'll probably want to build most of the new settlers in that city. We'll have to stockpile it a little bit, obviously. And notice, we did not, in fact, get the reinforcements from Hellcrast, so that's probably the way that ought to work. Units across the water are not available as reinforcements. Do we want to move Khazar? Probably not, right? I probably want to make sure that I have a region here from which I can see things, and in fact, the first hungry flame of Auriga here is gonna, like, run forward to here next turn and fire off the ward, right? Yeah, we'll get actual vision of that city, and we will get to know some things, and perhaps hire a hero to insinuate into their joint and mess the whole thing up. Really just run in there and wreck up the place. So who still has movement? You guys are good. Yeah, okay. Alright. It's a plan. Unfortunately, we have no idea where the other spies are. They could really be anywhere because, you know, we don't know what kind of vision the AI has had of our stuff. So, bummer, man. Also, although we do not have the money to purchase it... Okay, I was just curious. Is there Dust Orchid? The answer is no. We have one Dust Orchid, and it's underneath a district. So we should probably get that technology really quickly after we pick up the military stuff, and then we can just have a trickle of that. What was that legendary deed that we're halfway on? So this one is complete 25 quests. We have actually done a lot of quests in quick succession here, and so we are getting close to this, and we are leading on it now. We have a city with 6 districts. It's amazing. You know, if we take Green City, it'll probably put us in the running for this. We may actually be able to get it, and wouldn't that be lovely? It would. I'm just going to go ahead and answer for you. I realized after saying that I can't hear you speaking, and so it's a little, yeah. The answer is yes, just so you know. Okay. So, the shortest way across is right here, right, rather than sailing all the way down to that. So it's going to be turns. Some turns, more than one by a bunch. Alright, I guess let's go. It feels to me, if you're wondering why it seems like I'm stalling, because it feels to me like I'm forgetting something, but I don't know what that thing would be. Yeah, there's nothing we need to be doing in a panic at the beginning of the next turn. I'm pretty sure. Let's do our level best to unite our forces here. And also search ruins, because, you know, goods and stuff. Oh, here they come. They want to do it. Now, the good news is they probably don't actually know that this army's here, so we might have baited them into an attack. Such an aggression during... Oh, they're mad about this settler, right. No, I know you are, and I really don't want to fight you, actually. There's a guardian headed for Veltair. It can be redirected toward another empire if you if you just spend, I don't know, 150 Titan bones. Or we can murder it for some dye, which is fine. We don't actually have a lot of soldiers in the area, though. Wow, they really don't like my chances on this. That might be fair. That might be legitimate, honestly. What do we want to do here? We have a lot of the important stuff already. We can get really good at production and then get really good at science. That seems like a plan. Also, very high-value buildings, so, you know, that'll be good XP for our hero there. Lendfell still has some basics to build. Lendfell just needs to get bigger. Well, let's get the granary done, and then... I mean, we're pumping population here. We could shift it into aggressive production mode if we needed to. 25 titanium. We definitely do not have enough titanium. Why is this glowing? Oh, Mother's in distress, right. The Saratan want us to bring a settler to that location, which we obviously will never do. Got ourselves some more dust and also some more dust. Pretty boss. I'm into it. Okay, so we can have the... You can have the Skyfin grab this. I mean, it may as well just be these guys, though, right? It's not really a good reason. They'll get back to the other landmass in time for it to matter. The Eyeless Ones appreciate your investment on their part. Their rites and traditions are unclear to those of us who can only watch with our eyes, but they appear to worship some great incarnations of beings that existed even before the Endless. Well, cool. Good for them. The movement conflux is still active during boat times. I do not like the amount of reinforcing this coast that they're doing. They clearly know what is up, and I hate that. Do we handle this with fleeing? Do we just run away, or do I continue to suspect that they will not actually... I don't think they're going to come over here. Here, we'll hide an army in a dust blizzard, and if they wanna do some transport ship combat, they will find themselves vastly outnumbered. But this is maybe going to be a little harsh. This is going to get a little weird over here. So you still have 6 movement left, and we can send you over here, I suppose. Yes, I want you to search the thing. I think we're probably just going to actually try to fight that fight in the north. Obviously, this would be a bad time to lose a battle against green. But I think we have an advantage, maybe. Okay, Marwan built that. Marwan should definitely build another district. We can get some levels going on stuff. Blue is just running around in my territory. I mean, no, absolutely not. Nope, not that one. Don't do that one. This one. Get lost. We can look at their stats real quick, though. So a lot of defense. Yeah, their units are powerful, and they have a lot of stats overall, but their damage isn't super, super high. Well, some of them. I really don't want to fight them. That seems bad. That seems like bad news, y'all. Alright, who else? You lot are all exactly where you need to be, so okay. The only thing left to do, really, is to resolve this. So, we are being given no chance at all by the Balance O Power bar here. Is it really that grim? 99 damage. I mean, these are some older units, even though they look like they're level 3. They have poor stats because they were spawned early. Like, you can see the difference right here, right? This guy has 57 attack, 59 damage, and is level 3. While this one has 72 attack and 74 damage and is level 3. So just like the era where they were spawned matters a lot to their overall stats. So maybe that's what it's figuring. It's just that a lot of these are really old units. The centaurs are pretty scary. But like, we can get some diseases going. And even if we lose this battle badly, if we don't lose it completely, as long as we have any units left, we'll get to take home all the cadavers. And they'll be doubled because of the dust eclipse. I hate to potentially lose a proliferator, but I think we have to do this. I think we have to take the chance of damaging Green's army. And, you know, if we lose stuff, then hopefully the eclipse lasts long enough for us to put down a city in Einar and then jam it full of new Battleborn, new high-tier Battleborn. Yeah, fingers crossed. Can we buy out this unit in Selali? We should totally do that while I'm looking at it, while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, alright, let's do it. It's gonna be ugly. So, they have this one heavily damaged cavalry unit, and it goes really early in the turn order. So we gotta watch out for it, but it's also, like, definitely the intended target of the proliferator, right? The problem is all of their units go before all of my units, so actually they're gonna just get to kill whatever they want. Oof, yeah, a huge initiative bonus combined with their units all being ranged. I guess I see what that balance of power meter was talking about. This is actually going to be tremendously hard for us to survive. Here, let's put you all the way back in this corner. These things have 6 speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even here is not safe. 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to put you way back here, where you, in theory, can only be attacked by one enemy unit. And then I'm going to have you attempt to attack that on the first turn. I think. That's going to be the play. Because this thing's going to rush forward. And then we must, you know, the thing of critical import is we must get diseases going. If we end up losing this whole army, which we totally are going to, as long as we do a bunch of disease damage, you know, we got something out of this. Okay, not a big surprise. This is gonna hurt. Jesus. Well, some of my units survived. Hooray! We may get a Battleborn. Alright, just get those diseases ticking in as many places as you possibly can. Yeah, a lot of their melee units are going to get really sick. Yeah, we kept the proliferator alive as long as we were going to be able to. So the good news is they're going to now pin us to our to our reinforcement spots, and that's going to really limit the amount of damage they can do. Yeah, I guess I try to focus on that. Right, because they're only going to be able to kill 2 units per turn for the rest of the battle. Understand that when I say good news, I don't mean like it's great. The moderately acceptable news is. But yeah, that means our army is not totally wiped out, so we will get to take home cadavers. We are going to get a spawn. And we did damage their units. You know, there's a lot of bleeding going on here. Remember when I was talking like, yeah, we'll just fight with green, it'll be no big deal. Actually, them standing on one of our reinforcement pads was really nice for us. That saved another unit's life. Alright, so we ended up trading off a bunch of really bad units here, and we got 2 of their real units. It's not a good trade. That brings home 38 cadavers. Wow, we almost were still wiped out. How was there enough time for all these units to come in? Huh. Alright, well, yeah. That's bad. The good news is, look at all the military upkeep we're not paying anymore. You know, sometimes you gotta really look for the bright side. Sometimes it's not in an obvious place. Alright, run to a different dust cloud. I'm hiding. Now I am hiding, is my plan. It's not really a good safe place to be over here. Alright, do that. You're exactly where you need to be. All this stuff is exactly where it needs to be. We have 879 dust left. Do we want to buy anything else out? Do we actually want to hold off for a hero, maybe? I was going to buy an ability. Let's buy that, yeah. Seems pretty good. Definitely a thing you want to get as soon as you can possibly get it. And then we do have 15 die. Is this the thing we want to buy with it? Probably, right? We want this vision. So I think my plan is going to be... Boy, I was going to say my plan is going to involve Chaka. Like, just bouncing Chaka over to here as soon as we settle to like, give us a little bit more breathing room. But I am definitely worried about losing control of Chaka by doing that. Fakir's stats are still really bad, and so he's not spawning great lice either. This is getting a little hairy over here. If we can push green back a little bit, like, it is still the case that we might be able to just blitz their city down with the help of the tremors, if we could actually get the tremors running, which there's no guarantee that we will be able to. Because we may never acquire enough Dust Orchid. So we have a viable plan, and I still think it's a viable plan, but if I'm honest, I'm a little scared about how powerful all of the other players are getting, and I am worried that we might get outpaced here. And there's still the chance that Blue's just going to totally win the game out from under us without having to interact with us at all. Yeah, it's scary. Alright, I think that is going to be it for us for today. That's what we're going to call it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, tomorrow, we're going to start putting down roots on this new island, and we're going to see exactly what kind of resistance that provokes. My guess is bad, the bad kind. And we'll see you then.